Hello, today I will compare two contrasting play based experiences in a developmentally appropriate preschool classroom: a guided play science investigation called Sink or Float, and a free to play dramatic play experience in a bakery. Although these experiences differ in how children participate and how teachers support learning, both promote children's development across multiple domains. Throughout this presentation, I will explore the content and developmental skills fostered in each experience, connect them to the Connecticut Early Learning and Development Standards, explain how they reflect developmentally appropriate practice, and describe how I would scaffold both activities so that every child, including an English learner, can fully participate. According to the National Association for the Education of Young Children, play is a central component of a developmentally appropriate practice because children learn best through active, meaningful, and engaging experiences. I chose a sink or float investigation because it gives children the opportunity to learn through hands on experience instead of simply being told the answers. Before children begin, I invite them to predict whether different class objects will sink or float. As they investigate, I ask open ended questions such as: why do you think this object floated? Or what do you notice about the objects that sank? These questions encourage children to observe, explain their thinking, and revise their ideas based on evidence. My role in guided play is to intentionally scaffold learning without taking over the investigation. Rather than providing answers, I extend children's thinking through meaningful conversations that support inquiry and problem solving. This activity naturally supports the CTLs in the science domain, specifically Strand A, as children ask questions, make predictions, test their ideas, and discuss their observations. It also supports the language and literacy domain, including strands B and C, where children build vocabulary and communicate their thinking through conversations with peers and teachers. In addition, the activity promotes the cognition domain, like strands B and C, by encouraging curiosity, problem solving, and critical thinking through hands on investigation. According to McKenzie 2023, guided play combines children's exploration with intentional teacher support to promote deeper learning. This approach also reflects developmentally appropriate practice, which emphasizes active, engaging experiences that build on children's curiosity and developmental needs. I selected a bakery dramatic play center because it allows children to naturally integrate literacy, mathematics, and communication and social skills within a meaningful real world context. Children choose roles such as baker, cashier, or customer and direct the play themselves. They write menus, take customer orders, count pretend money, solve problems, and negotiate roles as the activity develops. Unlike guided play, my role during free play is to observe children's interests and interactions before deciding when support is needed. I intentionally extend learning by introducing new vocabulary, asking thoughtful questions, or adding materials that encourage children to think more deeply without interrupting their play. This experience naturally supports CTLs in the language and literacy domain, including strands B, C, and G. As children write menus, communicate with customers, and use new vocabulary during conversations. It also supports the social and emotional development domain strands B and E as children cooperate, negotiate roles, solve problems together, and practice turn taking. Finally, children strengthen their skills in the mathematics domain, strand A, by counting pretend money, comparing quantities, and using numbers during authentic play and experiences. As McKenzie 2023 explains, free play gives children ownership of their learning, while teachers remain intentional in supporting development when appropriate. Although guided play and free play look different, they complement each other and support children's learning in unique ways. Guided play allows teachers to introduce new concepts while encouraging children to explore, ask questions, and discover ideas on their own. In contrast, free play allows children to independently apply what they know through meaningful interactions, creativity, and problem solving. I intentionally chose these two experiences because together they demonstrate that play based learning supports much more than just enjoyment. Children are developing scientific inquiry, oral language, literacy, mathematics, collaboration, and critical thinking through authentic experiences. These experiences show that children can learn academic skills naturally through play. Instead, Children naturally develop important content knowledge through active engagement in meaningful experiences. Chapter 5 explains that playful learning promotes development across multiple domains because children actively construct knowledge through meaningful experiences. Chapter 4 emphasizes that effective teachers intentionally plan learning experiences that connect academic content to children's interests and developmental readiness. Developmental appropriate practice emphasizes that teachers intentionally scaffold learning so every child has meaningful opportunities to participate and to succeed. Although these supports benefit all children, they are especially important for children with learning differences. Scaffolding here for learning for all children. For an ESL learner, my goal is not simply to help the child understand directions, but to actively participate alongside peers through the learning experience. During the sink or float investigation, I would provide picture vocabulary cards showing words such as sink, float, heavy, and light. I would model new vocabulary using gestures and real objects, provide additional wait time, and partner the child with a supportive peer to encourage conversation during the investigation. During bakery dramatic play, I would label materials using both pictures and words, create a picture menu, and provide simple sentence starters such as I would like or here is your. I would also encourage the child to communicate using both English and their home language, recognizing that bilingualism is an asset that supports learning and participation. These strategies reduce language barriers while promoting confidence, communication, and meaningful engagement during play. According to NIAC 2022, effective teachers intentionally scaffold learning experiences to ensure that every child can fully participate in developmental appropriate activities. Why both types of play matter. Guided play and free play are essential components of a high quality preschool classroom. Guided play provides opportunities for teachers to support children's learning while encouraging inquiry and exploration. Free play allows children to apply their knowledge, express creativity, communicate with peers, and solve problems independently. Together, these experiences support children's cognitive language, social emotional, and early academic development while reflecting the principles of developmentally appropriate practice. Connecticut has also recognized the value of play by requiring play based learning opportunities in preschool and kindergarten classrooms, reinforcing that play is not separate from learning, but one of the most effective ways young children learn. Thank you for listening.